Oh, previously on...
Ijincho, Yokohama. A harbor town where rotting secrets rarely stay uncovered. The deceased was a student teacher who had vanished from a high school Yagami was investigating. Yet the linchpin to this case, a police officer named Ohara, was arrested for a different crime, a train groping that shocked the nation. Upon hearing the verdict, Ehara gave the court an ominous revelation, that the son he had lost was avenged.
All right, we're starting Chapter 2, Vicious Cycle. I like the transition when they announce the chapter. It's different than the last time.
Before I go all in, can we go over the defendant's profile? That way I'll have something to work with.
Sure. Akihiro Ehara, age 53, senior officer with Tokyo PD, convicted of sexual battery. He'd been stationed in Shinjuku and lived alone in Tokyo. That is, until his arrest.
Lived alone? Unmarried then?
His wife moved to Yokohama without him 7 years ago, when their son Toshiro started at Seiryō High. Toshiro-kun ended up taking his life in his third year. That's 4 years ago, if you're counting.
And the couple never reconciled, huh?
Apparently his wife wanted nothing to do with him from that point on. That's it for personal details.
All right.
As for the charge, Ehara's maintained his innocence. We've had no luck getting him to budge. Mind you, the prosecution has plenty against him. Security camera surveillance, eyewitness footage, even trace evidence gathered on scene.
The same footage the media was plastering on TV?
Yes, although some of it was edited for privacy or length, but it painted a clear enough picture.
Hard to dispute something you can see right in front of you.
True.
And what about when they handed down the verdict? Ehara flew off the handle or something?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Your Honor, in a warehouse, about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
Ehara seemed convinced that Mikoshiba had bullied his son, and to get his justice, he even took Seiryō High to court. However, the court ruled against him, claiming there was no substantial evidence of bullying. I still need to dig into the court record of that case to see if there's anything of value.
Sounds like I'm on deck then. I've got someone involved in the case right in front of me.
Who?
The chairman of Seiryō High himself.
Are you talking about me?
I don't know how you pull these things off, Yagami-san, but let me give you a word of caution.
I'm listening.
Mikoshiba's murder hasn't been made public yet, so please don't go around talking about it, especially at his school. The Kanagawa police will investigate the school soon enough, and if they find out everyone already knows...
They'd show us the door, lock it behind them, and probably charge us with obstruction.
Exactly. Oh, and before I send you Mikoshiba's photo, there's one last thing you should know.
What's that?
Ehara's ruling was the day before yesterday. That means we only have 13 more days to potentially file an appeal.
Wow. Something tells me he knew that.
If we don't make our move, Ehara will walk out of court with a sex offense charge and a minor slap on the wrist. And once his case is closed, it would take a miracle to get it reopened, even if there had been a critical oversight.
Right.
I'm sorry to give you a time limit instead of a viable solution.
Don't worry. I'll have to make do. For now, let's just keep in touch.
Thanks, and good luck.
Yo, what was that about?
Sorry. Give me one more sec. Actually, Kaito-san, can I fill you in later? I need to get some answers from the chairman.
Yep.
May I help you with something, Yagami-san?
You sure can,
You
man.
sure can. Well, the thing is, where to start? Remember how you told me about a student teacher went missing?
Oh,
This is him, right? Hiro Mikoshiba.
how do you have that photo? But yes, that's him.
I'd like to ask a bit about him in relation to a separate investigation.
What is it you need to know? Did something happen to him?
I'm afraid I can't give you any details. This request comes from a very close colleague. I'm sure you understand. It's a matter of detective-client privilege. I know that isn't much consolation. But if it's any comfort, I would never disclose anything about your case either.
But don't you see? Mikoshiba-kun was officially reported missing. Please, can you tell me something?
I promise. I'll tell you everything I can when I can. But for now, let me ask the questions.
Very well. Go ahead.
I'll start with the basics. Mikoshiba-kun was a graduate here, correct? And that's why he came back to train as a teacher?
That's correct.
How long was he supposed to be here?
3 weeks originally. He'd nearly finished his time with us. But one day he simply stopped coming. It was as if all was well. Then suddenly, he was gone. Or at least that's how I'd heard it.
Were you two not that close?
No, we had barely exchanged a word since he arrived.
Wasn't there a pretty dark rumor about Mikoshiba-kun 4 years back? Something about how he drove a student to suicide?
You mean what was dredged up online? Yes, I'm aware of it. However, in the subsequent lawsuit, that rumor was put to rest. The court found no evidence of bullying.
But you had your doubts, didn't you? So you called on us to take a deeper look.
Well, yes, but let's not get confused. The tragedy from 4 years ago does weigh on us, but we've washed our hands of the matter.
Well, you say that, yet I can't help circling back to the same question. Why would the head of a school hire detectives to monitor his students in secret, potentially even out of pocket?
Well, for one thing, it would reflect poorly on our institution were I to openly suspect our students. Then there's the issue of bullying being recorded and shared online. You know what kind of firestorm that can cause. I should mention, I'm the one who takes the fall for it. My own privacy be damned. So of course I would opt for secrecy.
That's fair. But what that still doesn't answer is why this is happening now.
I'm not sure I follow.
Could this be what riled you up?
But this is...
This is footage of Akihiro Ihara 2 months ago, captured up in Tokyo. The man was an active duty police officer, so of course it made the rounds in the media. But you already knew all that. After all, he's the one who sued your school on account of what his son endured here, bullying that led to suicide.
Well, that's undeniable.
And now that he's in the spotlight, any more problems at Serio would lead people to start connecting the dots. The police would dig up that suicide in no time, regardless of whatever the court had ruled. They might even reach the conclusion you had covered the whole thing up. I get the feeling that's why we're really here, to prevent another mess on your hands.
Oh, I see now. Our job's to sniff out any bullying, then you sweep it under the rug.
That's simply not true. At least, that wasn't my intention.
You sure about that? The thought never even crossed your mind?
Perhaps it did. The scenario you described was painfully accurate. Every time I saw Ihara-san on TV, I'd grow sick with worry that it could all boil over on us here at any moment.
I can assure you, Chairman, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I only want to learn about Mikoshiba-kun.
In that case, you should speak with Sawa-sensei. She was his teaching mentor.
Her? Great. That's my luck.
See? I told you we should have stayed on her good side.
How was I supposed to know?
So, would you like me to call her back here?
No, thanks. I should go see her myself. Do a bit of smoothing over.
In that case, you may want to go downstairs and see if she's in the faculty room. She should still be on lunch.
Perfect. I've got another chance to shoot my shot.
Sorry, Kaito-san, but I'm fielding
Kaitos.
this one alone. Tsukumo, you guys can clear out too.
What? You're benching all of us just like that?
I don't understand the meaning of this, Yagami-shi.
If I had time to explain, I would. Just trust me on this for now.
So wait, that dude's son killed himself due to, like, the student teacher here? Kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know if you guys... I watch Clickbait, the short series on Netflix.
I'm sorry. Did you need something, sir?
Oh, is Sawa-sensei here?
She should be back shortly. May I ask who's waiting for her?
Well, no one's special, really. I just need to have a quick word with her is all. Maybe you could tell me where her desk is?
It's right over there. The one with all the English books.
Thank you.
So we're just gonna go look at her stuff, huh? Okay. He's not in that picture. Is he behind there? Yeah, what's that? There's another photo in the back. Go. Oh, we can't look at it?
Suspicious. Suspicious.
Looks like an English books. She has, I guess. What else is there? There's nothing. Nothing else. Just look at the screen, Nate.
What are you doing here? I thought you'd have gone by now.
Yes, well, I need to ask you a couple things.
Such as?
Such as how close you were to Hiro Mikashiba.
What?
I heard from Chairman Okuda you were mentoring him as a teacher. I believe this was 2 months ago?
Why do you, of all people, want to know?
Did you notice anything unusual before he disappeared? Any sign of trouble he might have had?
I can't say for sure. He just stopped showing up one day. Really, that's all I know.
Is that really all you can tell me? Nothing jogging the memory?
I said that's all.
You know what, let's start over. Why don't we talk about him as a student? You were already a teacher here by then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Back when a student here committed suicide, there were rumors online about how it could have been caused by bullying, and Mikoshiba-kun's name came up as one of the potential bullies.
Yes, but those were just rumors.
So he wasn't involved in any teasing?
I teach English, and that's what I was focused on. So as far as I knew, Mikoshiba-kun was a good student with solid grades back then. And during his time in training, I was under the impression he got along with the students just fine.
He's not the type to bully then?
I would say no.
Then why would those rumors exist in the first place?
You're asking the wrong person.
Something weird's going on. This isn't consistent. with her reaction to... Okay.
4 years
Yeah,
ago,
you're right.
the court determined this school was not responsible for a bullying-related suicide.
You mean Ahara-san's lawsuit? The father of the student who died and an officer in Tokyo? He was arrested the other day. Well, I'm sure you've seen the news.
Yes, but what of it? What exactly is the point you're trying to make here?
I believe Ahara-san still thinks his son killed himself because of Mikoshiba-kun.
Let me ask you something, Yagami-san.
By all means.
What are you trying to accomplish? Didn't you finish this whole business with the chairman? If that wasn't enough, you got security called on you. You clearly have zero regard for anyone here. You should have had the sense to leave long before now.
Believe me, once I learn what I need about Mikoshiba-kun, I'm gone.
In that case, you've already got everything you need from me.
One last question. You and the chairman both mentioned how Mikoshiba-kun got along with the students here. Anyone in particular that he was close to?
The kids in the basketball club? Mikoshiba-kun was in that club back when he was a student. Apparently he was showing up to their practices.
The basketball club. That includes the gang from before, right?
Yes. They all spent quite a bit of time with him.
All right. With that, I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate your time, Matt. Sawa-sensei.
Just a minute!
So the basketball club is where the Rugrats are.
Kato-san, you there? Tell me you're still on campus.
Why? You suddenly decide you need me after all?
Man, don't be like that.
You enjoy playing teacher's pet with Sawa-sensei?
You mean, did I enjoy getting eviscerated by her? She hates my guts at this point. That aside, I did get some interesting intel. Well, that's where you come in.
Huh? What for?
I want to find those bullies in the basketball club. Think you can fly the pigeon for me?
So I do have a purpose. Ain't that something? All right then, it's drone time.
Thanks. I'll start scoping out the gymnasium.